Hey guys, Brian here, back with VetteSource, checking in this evening with another one of our Corvette parts. A little bit different than some of the new old stock parts that I've been featuring lately. If you haven't caught those, I've got a playlist up at the top of the video, kind of linking to those. But this is an unusual part, and I will tell you, before I let on exactly what this is, other than just a kind of a rough-looking piece of sheet metal. I've been doing this, and I know if you've watched some of the videos, you know, I've been engaged in this business for well over 20 years. Probably, if I think back to the first time I started tinkering with Corvettes as a young man or even a kid in a guy's shop that was just felt pity for me, I've been involved with Corvettes for well over 35 years, guys, almost 40 years. So when I found this, I was in utter shock because I had never actually seen one of these before other than just being installed in a car. Now, my eagle-eyed Corvette people, especially the ones that like the classic Corvettes, will recognize this immediately. For the ones that are not so involved in this, if I can get that hook off, which maybe not, this is an actual air cleaner assembly. Yes, that's an air cleaner assembly. Wait for it. For a 1963 to 1965 Corvette with fuel injection. Now, for those that don't know, yes, cars did come equipped with optional fuel injection all the way even back into the 50s. It was a mechanical type injection versus the electronic that we went to or saw a lot of in the 1980s. And even now, back we're into a diesel pump style fuel injection assemblies that we have. So this would have been off the first kind of few years of Chevrolet offering a fuel injection setup for their cars, and the Corvettes were no strangers. Corvettes had fuel injection all the way back even in 57. The Fuelies is what they're known as. So looking at this, you can see, of course, your air filter element would be in there. This is an original piece. Somebody a long time ago decided to paint it with this material, but that's the original paint underneath here, and I have resisted the urge to do anything to this just because, guys, this is so incredibly rare because fuel injection Corvettes were numbered in maybe the few thousands over the several years they made them. There are hardly any Fuelie Corvettes out there, and they command such premium dollars that to find one of these in the wild is crazy, separated from a car, because you couldn't really even run the fuel injection unit without this setup in here. Now, this one piece in particular is known as the S-duct, and of course you can see it's just metal stamped together with old-fashioned stamping from the 60s put together. This unit does have a little bit of damage or a weld repair on it that they had to do way back in the day, and of course this is just what they worked with material wise back then. You can see where they kind of spot welded that back together again. Could have even come off a car that may have been wrecked for all I know, but it's just such an unusual piece of Corvette history, and they don't reproduce it. That's the biggest thing about it. So when guys are restoring these 63 through 65 Corvettes, this would be the kind of piece they're going to need if it's missing a lot of stuff. And of course this is made out of the rare earth element unobtainium, so I'm not even going to go into how much this kind of piece would be worth in the overall Corvette community. And I'm kind of trying to decide whether or not I want to try to restore this. I really would prefer to keep it original and just get this gray paint off of there. I just need to take a Saturday to kind of keep scraping off that gray and see how much I can get that to shine up for me underneath there, because it's a pretty sturdy paint. So just thought I'd bring that to you. It's an interesting piece of Corvette, if I can get my phone to focus, interesting piece of Corvette history, and kind of a unique piece that you just are not going to see very often, you know. And when you think of Corvette and the beautiful lines, to imagine a piece as, you know, bohemian and kind of, you know, simplistic as this, you'd think, what is that doing on a Corvette? But this is just the way the cars were back in the 50s and 60s and even in the early 70s. So it's kind of a neat piece of automotive history. So I want to thank you if you managed to stick around to the end and watch me babbling on about this. But like I said, as a Corvette dyed-in-the-wool fan especially, I love the parts. This was just an utter unique experience for me to be able to find this, and I've never even bothered to advertise it just because it's so unique. I know that I'll never find another one again. So thanks again, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more goodies to talk about, and we'll go from there. If you got any comments to make or memories about some of these old 63 to 65 Fuelie Corvettes, by all means leave them down in the comments section below. And you know, if you're feeling like you really need this for your resto, call me 832-654-7367. I'd always be agreeable to probably trading this for big block 427 Corvette Test parts maybe, or a cash outright sale. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and we'll check with you then. Thanks for watching.